Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Let's talk Clearlake Flippin. So let me just say this right off the bat. This video is not going to be for you Delta guys. It'll just be comical to you. You guys are on a different level and just a complete different braid. So if you're a Delta rat, if you're looking for a laugh, you go ahead and watch this. But otherwise, this video will not be for you guys. But hey, it's Clearlake, so it's a different animal up here. So these are what I want to share with you. These are just some of the little things. You know, I've lived here for 10 years. I've learned a few little things about these fish. They're finicky. They've got different moods. You know, every lake you fish on, that it's just the fish are a little different. And I've learned a few things about these Clear Lake fish. So first off, let's just start out with my favorite rod. I use the Dobbins 766 flipping stick. It's my favorite. I've had the pleasure of using a few rods, but I just have so much confidence in the Dobbins rods. I got turned on to them early in my career, and there just honestly hasn't been any reason not to stick with them. But I want to start off with showing you guys how I tie my hooks on. I know this is really basic, so fast forward here if you need to, but I don't even honestly know what this knot is called. It's some form of a snail that I probably just made up myself, but I prefer the worm style hooks. And the reason I prefer the style of hook versus the straight shank is I just like the way it rigs the bait. I think the bait just, I can personally rig it straighter and nicer on this style of hook, and it stays where I want it a little better. But first off, the key thing is, and this is something that you have to get right, is go through the top. Make sure you don't want to come through the bottom, and I'll explain that to you afterwards. But go through, bring yourself out, you know, about 10 inches, and then I pinch it off right here at the bottom. Then I take my loose end right here. You know, this just hanging down there anyway. You see how that sets right there? I start my wraps right there. So I usually go around. I want to catch a 7+, so what do? I usually just do about 7 lucky wraps right around there. Try to stack them up nice and tight. I believe that's 7. And then what you do after you get your wraps, I take it and I go back through the eye again. Pull that down tight, and then the little loop that you've been holding here, run your line through that, let go of the loop, grab that tag end and pull, and then just cinch it up tight. Oh, give her a good tug. A lot of guys, they'll just tie something around their braid and they just give it a real good tug, and then of course just cut that leader off. And you know, that could be a knot that's already invented. I don't know, I may have added a little trick to it. I honestly don't know, but that's it. It's plain and simple, and I've had a lot of good luck with that. But the weights up here, I never fish a skirt when I'm flipping. I don't know why. I just don't. I haven't found that I need it, and I feel like I get through the cover up here a little better, because what you're like, it's not like down on the Delta where you're flipping that thick hyacinth. You're not flipping these big cheese mats. What you're flipping up here is you're flipping brush, you're flipping trees, and you're fishing. Our mats up here are basically just dead mats of tules, and it doesn't take much to get through them. That's why the heaviest weight I ever rig is a 3/4 ounce. And I usually try to dress it up a little bit. You know, I'll use a red bobber stopper, and you know, I think it just adds a little life to it. But 3/4 ounce is the heaviest I ever go with. There's stuff where I can't get through, and I got to shake it around and play with it a little bit. But I've found that the 3/4 ounce weight is plenty for me up here. And I prefer the 1/2 ounce because when I'm flipping, I'm just looking for those high percentage targets. I like picking out the little holes. It's even challenging. It's fun just seeing that little target out there, and you know, nothing but net, getting it out there and dropping it in there, and you feel that little tick or just something different. You know, you make 100 flips in a day. You know when something's a little different. Well, hook sets are free. Swing on that sucker. It might be a fish. Don't sit there and talk yourself out of a bite thinking you're hung up or something. When in doubt, man, freaking rip it out. But that's the key. And one other little thing I do when I'm flipping, I always have one setup rigged with fluorocarbon. And the reason for that is if I'm finding that all the bucks or the fish that I'm catching, they're on the outside of the tules, I usually like to start out with that fluorocarbon And while ease into where you're wanting to fish, I don't come in guns a blazing, and I'll make those long pitches out there with it, 30 yards, and fish it that way. And then when I get up there, hand to hand combat, that's when I break out that 65-pound braid and just start, flipping every single piece of cover there is. But the half-ounce weight on that fluorocarbon, fishing the outside targets, get in there with that, with the 3/4 ounce, flipping the thicker stuff up there close. And one other little thing that I do that I didn't say, on your braid, I'll always take a magic marker. Take a black magic marker and just color like 4 feet of that rod. 4 feet of it. I never go with a leader on anything, because it's just another weak link for me. It's a spot where things could fail. I mean, when you get a big fish up here pinned and you've got straight braid, trust me, you've got a whole lot more confidence. Anytime I'm fishing something that has a leader on it, I'm just praying for that not to hold. But it's all simple, basic little things. But you get out there, don't turn your graphs on. You don't need your graphs. I mean, you're just going through there and you're fishing history, you're fishing knowledge. You know where these fish are setting up. You know the type of stuff they like. And if you don't, you'll learn as you go along. The fish will tell you where they are and where they want to be and where you need to be. So just pay attention to every single bite, on where you got bit, how deep, color of the water, the type of structure that they were in. Were they next to a post? Were they on a dock? Were they tied in some brush? Were they right on the base of it? Just every little thing matters. Were they way back up in there? You'll figure it out, but you got to pay attention. So one rig with fluorocarbon, one rig with braid, one lightweight, one heavyweight. Use a small profile bait on one, use a big profile on the other. Get it dialed in. The fish will tell you what they want, and you'll have a great day flipping. And trust me, the flipping's fixing to be super good up here. One of my good friends, Austin Wilson, just came up here and caught 2 donkeys flipping. If you go watch Fisherman Wilson, he's got it posted on his YouTube channel. Trust me, it's worth watching. He's a great kid, and you'll enjoy the video. But anyway, I honestly hope this helps some of you guys out. If you have any questions, just post it down there on the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. Oh, I realized what I just forgot to tell you guys. The reason I tie that snell knot like that. Let me pull this off, and I'm going to show you the little thing that does. When you have that hook tied like I just showed you, when that fish bites, see how normally it would be set like that, but when you set that hook, bam, look how that happens. Bam, that hook comes up and rolls up a little bit, and that one little bitty tiny bit right there, it could be the difference between catching that fish and not. So that's the reason for that. But anyway, I hope all these little things help you. It doesn't take much to make a difference. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the channel. I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like, and comment. And anyway, as you always, I really appreciate you guys, and peace out.